Walking along the right away to White Oak Railway. This will be part 8 of my video clip. I'm just past Oakwood before you get to the coal camp of Whipple. Here's a cool bridge over the creek. Earlier this year, somebody cleared the brush away from this, and I was going by in the car with a friend that's happened to look out the window and spot it. Of course, we didn't have time to stop that day. Which makes me wonder why they cleared the brush away. There's rumors that this line may be rebuilt, but they have not been confirmed yet. But it's amazing this little wooden bridge is still here. It looks like it's in really good shape too. Which means if it's that good shape, they might just be able to put the new track on top and run trains on it again. But right over here is the railroad crossing used to be. Apparently I had my editing process. I accidentally edited to the next video clip because I went to the old spur that went to the Whipple mine. I was trying to point out the crossing over here. But here's where the bridge used to go over the road here next to Whipple Company store. Somehow I edited out the part where I was supposed to show the actual railroad crossing about a mile past where I turned around in my part 7 video, but this is part 8. But years ago a coal truck crashed into the bridge back in the late 1970s and took it out. And then the bridge was never built because the line, this particular spur was abandoned. I think the year is 1956 when this particular spur became abandoned. Although I followed the right of way here to the line that's still used in the 90s. I think in the early to mid 90s they used that one stretch for car stores. But the one that's still used is like 2003 and a little bit in 2004 is the one that goes up through Oak Hill up that way and connects to the Virginia line, which is now Norfolk Southern, going down 61. And something I noticed, the power lines here at some point, I think I point them out, they're like really low. You definitely, if this line was still used, you definitely couldn't take a train on those power lines. Of course, when the track was used to power lines, I know most likely was not there. Well, I thought I pointed out in the video at some point. But I'm almost to the active, I can't say the active track. I'm like 2 or 3 miles from the active track, because I think it's a good 3 miles to the Ozzie Corman line from here, which is still active to this day. But there's the power lines. Thought that was interesting seeing power lines. Like, well, I could reach my arm up and touch them if I wanted to. They're that low there. Apparently this railroad embankment I don't think was here back in the day before the line was built. It's like all that was piled up there. So apparently when they built the rail line, this dirt was put in here and built up for the rail line. Which is interesting because on the other side of the road was the actual mountain. And the rail line that goes towards Oak Hill, and it's probably a steep grade to the Whipple mine, which is literally just outside of Oak Hill. But this stretch is the stretch that's still used in the 90s. This is where the rail junction was. Just past where I'm pointing was the junction switch. But that's the railroad crossing of the line that's still being used in the 90s. Sometime in the early to mid 90s they quit using it completely. It's funny because the crossing there, I think the crossing's still there, so it's paved over. And I remember there was pieces of a small yard here, and the sandbox was actually on the railroad tracks. Not the active track, but the abandoned track a little ways over. Some railroad tracks left behind. Of course, it's also a really big 2-story house next to the tracks here. I noticed it gone now. It's been gone for years now, but I don't know whatever happened to it. I do remember growing up it being there. It's a really big house, 2-story home. A kind of house you can't miss on the side of the road because it's a good-sized house. Now think about it. I've noticed in recent years it's gone. I don't even know what year it's gone. When I first moved up my own, that house is still there because I remember walking past it when I followed the right of way a few times when I first moved up my own. And I think there's still a family living in it. Just one of those mysteries. more railroad ties. But not far past here I stopped. I wanted to follow the right of way for that 2-mile stretch here, but it was like 95 degrees this day and the heat was unbearable. I just could not handle the heat, so I had to call it quits after this. But in the future, when this miserably hot weather goes away, I'm gonna finish following the railroad right away, so I can wipe out my video series on the right of way, the White Oak Railway, because I'm wanting to follow the rail trail to Oak Hill, so a few areas that's not part of the rail trail. Also, I want to do some parts through Beckley. Of course, the Beckley rail trail, I think I'll just re-upload those videos because I don't feel like walking the Beckley rail trail again. Except that little piece I done next to Crocus the other day. That'll probably be in my part 9, that little piece of the rail trail I did next to Crocus.